Hey guys, I did a video here an hour or so ago. I'm going to try to do another one now so I can start having a little bit of a backlog of videos again. I don't like making you people wait for videos. Like wait a week, I mean. So let me just do this. This is one pocket, and that's what I want to talk about. When I first started trying to learn one pocket, you never finish learning it. Well, not if you're me. If you're effort, maybe you finish learning it. But I'm Dave. Hi. Um, I hope to keep learning things forever. But anyway, one of the very first things I was ever told was that because I'm right-handed, I want to break from this side, break into that pocket, and that becomes my pocket. So like, cool, thanks for the information, dude. Appreciate it. It's more complicated than that, though. There are a lot of times in one pocket where the corner ball, I don't remember which one it was, it might have been a 7, will kind of sell out. So I could break into that pocket, like I was told, like the books say and all that, because I'm right-handed. But I just don't out this ball to anybody that's kind of capable of cutting that ball. So one of the other things you have to kind of keep in mind is not whether I'm right-handed or whatever, but what is my opponent? If I'm playing on a table or I just suck and I have a real tendency to sell out that corner ball, if I'm playing a right-handed opponent, he can see this pretty darn easily and just shoot it pretty darn easily. If I'm playing a left-handed opponent, he's got this shot, and he's in trouble if he tries to shoot this left hand. He's either going to, I don't know, be way the hell stretched out, or have to get the bridge, or do this behind the back bullshit, whatever. So sure, you keep in mind, I'm right-handed, I'm going to break over here, because there are less times that the table is going to hamper me if I'm shooting into that pocket. But if my opponent is also right-handed and they have a tendency to sell this corner ball out into this pocket, depending on the skill of the player, I sold out several balls, maybe even the entire game. So you have to keep that in mind too. The other thing you have to keep in mind is different tables break differently. Some tables will break much better towards this pocket than to this one. Some tables are the other way around. You know, one of my friends is a top pro, and he always, I would say, at least 90% of the time, puts the cue ball over here and breaks to that pocket, even though he's right-handed. The table that he plays on breaks better to that side. It just does. The table, it might just flat out break better to that side for some reason, or it may even lean a little bit. If a table has a little bit of a lean to the right, then that should be the pocket I shoot at. If the table has a little bit of lean to the left, that's the pocket I should be shooting at. So you have to keep that in mind too. So you have to keep in mind, are you right-handed or left-handed? Hopefully everybody knows that, except for you freaks that are both interchangeable, ambidextrous, as Danny DiLiberto always said. You have to keep in mind, do you have a tendency to sell out that ball? If you do, depending on the skill level of your opponent, maybe you don't want to let your right-handed opponent have a shot like this at that pocket. The other thing is, and this is one of the weird things that it can't just be me. A lot of things I say on this channel. It can't just be me. I can't be the world's weirdest person, okay? When I first started trying to learn one pocket, it's only been like 11 years, because I was told, break from here, and I'm down here in my basement, and I'm playing games against myself. About 85-90% of the times that when the game was won, it was won by this guy, by the non-breaker. And I told myself, well, that means my break sucks, my return from break is good or sucks, whatever the hell was happening. It all ended up working out to where the breaker was at a disadvantage in one pocket. That's not supposed to happen. The break's supposed to be worth anywhere between like 1 and 2.5 balls, depending on the skill levels of the players. But in my case, just playing against myself, it's a disadvantage to break from here. This side wins, even though he starts out with a disadvantage. For the longest time, I thought that was like a vision thing. Now, I think I've talked about it in a video before. If I have a situation where I'm cutting a ball to my left, like this 7 ball, my left eye wants to be in charge of that shot. Even though my left eye is not my dominant eye, it wants to be in charge of the shot. And I can't see as well out of my left eye past about 3 feet. So for the longest time, I said, okay, that's what's going on with that. And I never really counted shots and stuff, but I guess I just reasoned, shooting into this pocket, I must have more shots that are cuts to my right. Like this one is a cut to my right. My right eye gets to be in charge of that, which is what I want. That's my dominant eye. I must have more shots that are cut to the right into this pocket than I would have into this pocket. And look at what I have here. I have a slight cut to my right on the 9, a cut to my right on the 13. But get over here where maybe you're playing one pocket and you want to try to be safe. Let me get that ball out of my way. You want to try to be somewhat safe. Now this 13 is a cut to my left, and my left eye wants to be in charge. For the longest time, I thought that was what was going on. It's a vision thing for me. For whatever reason, the way I play, the patterns I play, this pocket is better for me. Not just, okay, fine, the pocket's better for me. What that meant was I needed to start practicing my breaks from this side instead of over here like I was told and like the books and the videos say. When I first started practicing down here in my basement, I still can't see that damn 13. When I first started practicing down here in my basement, I only practiced breaking from here. But once I had that thing, hey, I have a vision issue happening here. I need to start practicing from here and breaking to that pocket. What I started doing was I would play a practice game against myself, and then whatever side won, I don't think I'm going to finish this game, but well, let's say I keep shooting and this side ends up winning this game, then I would break from this side next game. If this side won a game, then I would break from here, trying to even things out, trying to get things even for me. I would like it to not make any difference to my game which pocket I'm shooting towards. I don't know if I'm ever going to get to that point. I think that might be another one of the things that people should at least be aware of when they're deciding where to break from. So you look at, are you right-handed or left-handed? Okay. Is your opponent right-handed or left-handed? If you have a big tendency to salt that ball. Also, not even just selling out that ball, there's a much bigger tendency, if I'm shooting into this pocket, to be able to see the shots all the way around, be able to get to them without the table being my way. If I'm shooting into that pocket, there's going to be a lot of times where I'm stretched out, whatever. Luckily, I can shoot a little bit left-handed, but there's going to be a lot of times where I'm going to shoot a shot left-handed. And so you take that into account. Which hand your opponent shoots with? Is your opponent really good at switching hands? I'll go back to the Efren example again. And the other thing is, the last thing that I just touched on is, for some reason, I win a hell of a lot more games. Even once I started trying to even out the breaks, I bet on at least 70% of the games that I play, that pocket wins. It's not 50-50. That's for damn sure. I bet it's at least 70. And that's, not good enough for me. I want it to be a hell of a lot better than that. So you have to know that. I've always been a big proponent of knowing your strengths and weaknesses. I guess even if you don't know why that is a particular strength or a particular weakness. My strength is, when playing one pocket, to be shooting it into this pocket, not into this pocket. Don't know why. I'm not going to say I don't care. I do care, because I want to fix it. I don't want there to be a difference. But the fact is, right now, there is a difference. And I need to keep that in mind. That may be like the most important thing. It may be more important than am I right-handed or left-handed. More important than is my opponent right-handed or left-handed. More important, maybe even that, does the table lean one way or the other. Well, that's a pretty strong deal when the table leans. I, myself, for some reason, have a problem. I didn't think I was going to miss that shot. I have a bigger problem shooting balls into this pocket than I do into this one. And well, I don't know why. I do have to acknowledge that that is a fact. And eventually, maybe I'll figure out why that is and be able to fix it. Or maybe not. I just know that's what's going on. So I have to keep that in mind. There's all these things you have to keep in mind. It's not just, well, I read in the book that if you're right-handed, you break from here. Some people get that much knowledge and they stop. I don't think that's the right approach. There are many things that you have to take into account and kind of weigh of what's more likely, less likely, whatever. I have a very strong tendency, like I said, 70%, to win into that pocket. I should never break from here. If the table is leaning really bad towards that pocket, maybe I should. If my opponent is right-handed, maybe I should. Or if my opponent is right-handed and I sell out this corner ball, he's really awkward. Just like the example I talked about over there. I guess all I'm trying to say is that it's not just cut and dry. It's what is, oh, hit hard in that, David. What is likely, what is not likely. And take all that stuff into account. I don't think this 15 will go, in case anybody was wondering. If I spin the holy crap out of it, maybe it will go. might have actually won a game into this pocket, which is rare. Now I've got 7 balls into this pocket. If I was playing a real game, I'd probably be looking at playing safe right now. But I'm not playing a real game. I'm just yammering into the camera. So we'll just try that and see if that works. And it won't. But it was close-ish. Yeah, I'm not the one pocket expert. Not even freaking close. I would love to hit that ball better. Now I just sold out the game, but that's fine. Balls like to make liars out of me, and this time, even though I got up here talking about how much better I am into this pocket, this guy just got 8 balls, and he has 2. Yeah, that's just the way it works. It's not even taking off. Even if, okay, I'm right-handed, so I'll break from this side, and I never sell out the corner ball, so I don't have to worry about that situation. And my opponent is also right-handed, which also makes me want to go here. And the table's leaning this way, which also makes me want to go here. And for whatever reason, I shoot better this way. So I want to break towards that pocket. It's not going to be a 100% thing. It never is. Not in one pocket. Against, 2 more or less evenly matched opponents, there's no guarantees. And you guys know that, I'm sure. Oops, did you see that bullshit? I usually like to go, okay, I know why I just missed that shot. I have zero idea why I just missed that shot like that. I guess I must have had some accidental English which threw it into the rail. But I don't like it. It's hard to fix accidental English, aside from just being extra careful. Sometimes that requires more concentration than I have. I tried a 4-railer before. You think this one will be any better? Probably not. Oh, 2-railer. Yay! Glad we got that on camera. That's all I wanted to say about, picking a pocket in one pocket is not just one thing. It's several. And you have to figure out, okay, what's best for this situation? For the situation of wherever the table is, and how it's breaking, it might be leaning. How good is your opponent? What hand does your opponent shoot with? What's your best side? For me, there's no scientific explanation for why this is my best side generally. It just is, and I have to know that. And so I do know that. So, I'm going to go to Derby City, and unless I detect a really big lean in the table, I'm breaking from that side. Even though that's not my best side to break from. I don't break as well from there. I guess that's another thing. Shit. I bet I played in one pocket for 6-7 years, only breaking from here, like I said. So while I am not a great one pocket breaker, I'm still better from here than I am from here. So we have to take that into account as well. I'm trying to even them out, but they're not even yet. I'm still planning on going to Derby City and breaking from over here. If I completely sneak up the place, yet somehow manage to still be in the match of the tournament, then maybe I'll end up switching over here because it's more familiar to me. But I'm not just going to just blindly go, oh, somebody told me in 2011, break from here because you're right-handed. I'm just going to go, oh, okay, thanks, and then do that for the rest of my life. That's not going to happen. That's Thanks, guys.